So today we're going to be talking to you about the Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle game, a 1 to 4 player game of deck building and fun and going through the Harry Potter movies, and that's what everything in here is based on. The art and all of it is from the movie, which we'll show you. Now, normally, this game is played through like a campaign. There's 7 different boxes or 7 different games in the original that you can unlock, and they will give you new things. Now, this pack is actually from one of the expansions, but you get the idea. There's hidden stuff inside of here, more cards, more characters, something. I don't know, because we didn't unlock it yet. Now, we've played this game quite a bit, and it's not hard to set up, but it can be kind of brutal sometimes. See, what happens is, first thing you're going to do is you're going to set out a series of locations. Now, these locations are, things from the movie, and they represent the objective for the villain. The villain is trying to put these doom tokens onto these locations. And once the location is filled with doom tokens, that location is defeated, and the next one, and the next one. And if the villain ever beats all 3 locations, they win. Which we don't want that, obviously. Unless you're evil, then you do. Alright, so once you set up your locations, you're going to set up your villain deck. Now, your villain deck consists of a lot of different villains from the different movies. This one's Cornish Pixies. You got Fluffy, Norbert, some Dementors, all good fun. Centaur. And there is even everybody's favorite villain. Let me get that one out. And arguably, the most evil person in the entire Harry Potter franchise, Dolores Jane Umbridge. Yes, I am sad that I know her middle name. Alright, so anyway, what you'll do is you'll take usually 11 of these, unless your box says something different. Your box will have its own setup and scenario instructions, and they'll tell you something different. But you can take 11, or you know what? Be brave. Take all of them. Shuffle them, and you'll put them face down. Now, what you're also going to do is you're going to take one of the Voldemort cards. I know, I said it. He's going to be face up down here. And that's going to go on top. Now, each of the villains are going to have an ability. And we'll just pull one off the top here. Ooh, Scabbers. They're going to have an ability that happens every turn. And they're going to have a reward for when you beat them. Most villains are beaten using these attack tokens. We just call them lightning bolts here. Some of them are beaten using money and or attack. So it really has a lot of variety with it. So we got our Voldemort down, we got our villains set up, and this doesn't take long to set up. Next you take what's called, and these suckers are evil, the Dark Arts cards. The Dark Arts cards you're going to flip over each turn, and they're going to have just a random ability that happens to you. Whether it's you lose health, you add doom to the location, which again, if you forgot, that's what these little metal suckers are called, is doom. Okay, so you can add them to the locations, you can have to discard cards, all kinds of different fun things. Also later, you get dice. You don't have these in the beginning. Some things are unlocked later. All right. You will, let's see, set out the main deck. Now, the main deck is, and this is only half of it from what I have, just to show. The main deck consists of different items, allies, and spells that you're going to be able to buy to enhance your deck on your turn. And there's 6 slots in the store, that's one of the things I do like about this board, is it has a slot for almost everything. The only thing it doesn't have a slot for is the discard for this. But, put it to the side. Who cares? Don't be so picky about stuff. Then you will take 3 villains, overturn them, and those are the 3 active villains. Now, what you're trying to do is get through all of the villains until you get to Voldemort and you beat them. Now, if you have the later expansions, you're going to have what's called encounter cards that you'll set in here somewhere. And those encounter cards also have to be beaten before Voldemort can be taken out. And in this game, you're going to either play as Neville, Hermione, Ron, and Harry. And they do have different versions of them depending on which of the game boxes that you've unlocked. I've unlocked a couple of other heroes, or what's what they're called in here, a couple of other heroes, and I'm not going to show them. I'll let you find them out on your own. And each hero is going to come with, its own special ability, except for the Game 1 heroes have no ability at all, which is funny. But they also have their own 10-card starting deck, which consists of a bunch of Alohomoras, 2 items, and an ally. Obviously, that's the Hermione deck. You can tell because it says her name, and it's got the cat. Yes, I know the cat's name, I just refuse to say it. And that's really all there is to set up. Here's the character board. And the character board just has a place for your attack, your money, and then you put your hero card up above here. And in later boxes, which again is why I don't want to mention, later boxes you're going to get things that will also fit up here on the top. So there is it looks like there's an extra space here. Trust me, it'll get filled in. Okay? So we're going to put that out, and you will shuffle your deck. Shuffle your deck. Draw 5 cards. Put your heart on 10, and if you ever get to stun, discard half your cards in your hand, discard all tokens you have, and put one of those precious Doom tokens onto the location. And on your turn, what you're going to do, the first thing is you'll overturn a number of Dark Arts cards equal to whatever the number is that shows on here. Now, the first location has 1. This one says bring out 2. This one says bring out 2. Some of them say bring out 3. It all depends on the locations. And then you'll go through each villain, and you will do their ability. Okay? So, for instance, Gorp, which I know he wasn't actually a villain, so I don't get that one. It says, if the active hero has 6 or more cards in the hand, you lose 2 hearts. I only have 5 cards. Now, this one's a bugger because if the active hero has at least 1 ally and 1 item in hand, they lose 3 hearts. So, I have 1 ally and 1 item. That means I lose 3 of my health. So I go from 10 down to 7, right? Now, this Bogart says roll the creature die, and you'll get there once you get this. Actually is in the monster box, it's called. So yeah, it's a little spoily, but then you roll it and you do whatever it says. This one says all heroes discard a card, so there we go. And once you're ready, you'll play out your spells, your items, and your allies, and you'll get their abilities. Like this one says gain $1, gain $2, or all heroes gain 1. This one says gain $1, and you can put a spell you acquire on the top of your deck. So this she would have $1, 2, 3, $4 to buy with, and you would look in the bottom right corner and see what card. The kitty cat, Crookshanks, yes, I said it, there you go, gets either 1 of the attack, or you can get yourself 2 hearts back. And when you get the attack, or when you get money, in the case of Gorp, you can put it on and try to beat them. So if I didn't want to spend all of my money buying cards, let's just say, for instance, so I'll spend 2 to buy Lacewing Flies. Then I can take that other 2, well, there is a spell, but anyway, and then I can put those other 2 here. So you don't have to do everything all at once. But overall, this is what you do, and you play through it this way until Voldemort's defeated. Okay? If he ever gets Doom on all 3 locations, you lose. Otherwise, you win. Now, here's something that we've implemented in this game. Otherwise, is that these cards do not cycle very well. Because if there's a time when you get all high-cost cards you can be stuck for a long time without purchasing cards. So what we've done, and that's just us, what we've done is we've said at the end of our turn, we're allowed to get rid of one card. So we put it in the discard, and then we bring another one out, whether you bought a card or not. That's something that we do in order to make this game, to make the main deck cycle faster. That's just something we do. Otherwise, this is the basic setup for it. This is the basic of how it plays. Do I like it? Yeah, I do. I all 3 expansions. No, I lied to you. There's 2 expansions and some promos. I got a lot of the promos for this game. I like it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't get it. I recommend you pick this one up. It's by USAopoly, I believe. I'm 90% sure that's what it is. It's over there. But either way, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle is a game that you should own. It's good for adults, all ages really, that as long as they're able to read and understand symbols, simple math, and which you can help them with, you're going to enjoy the crap out of this game. I highly recommend it. If you have any questions, hit me up either in the comments, or you can find me on a bunch of the social